Welcome back. See what we have over here. Straight in the rudder, girl. I'm gonna be streaming some of that Stars War qualifier today. 4 matches. I'm not sure if we're gonna do all. I think I'll skip the final one. Maybe I even skip the final 2. We have Reynor Skillous, Gerald versus Spirit, Shameless Showtime, Nikki later. I don't think I'm gonna do the last 2. It's not that interesting in my mind. But I could be wrong, of course. Hey, what's up, Nargon? Nargon, Nargon, swimming in the ocean. Hey, what's up, Nargon? Cause they are so awesome. Nargons. So we're just waiting for it to start. It's gonna start in a couple of minutes from now. Or at least it should. If it doesn't, no, it will, actually, so I'm not sure why I would speak. You're a third person who used the swimming in the ocean reference. Yeah, there's not many words that start with nar, so I think it's just natural. For sure. All right. Hello, hello, Kratos, bloke man. Good morning. Good to see you all. So quiet, Harstem Samar. Yeah, we're a little bit soft today. So I played some games earlier on the new patch, new maps. It's a good time. It's a good time for the Protoss, I think. Hey, good morning, Luke. Cyril not playing? Cyril did not play the qualifier, no. I was surprised too. Clem also pulled out. He forfeited his spot in the closed qualifier. So I think there's going to be 3 people qualifying, which is actually a pretty decent amount. Reynor, Skillous, Gerald, Spirit, Showtime, Elaser, I think are the favorites. Then you have Showtime and Nikki, Nikki and Shameless as the underdogs. Such interesting maps. I think the maps are really bad against Protoss. For Protoss. Most maps, at least in PvT. I was really surprised. Thank you, Baby Pixel, for the subscription. It's very kind of you. 44 months, love to see it. Hey, what's up, Catbird Sis? Yeah, Cyril does have the military service soon. Casting or playing? I'm casting today. So it's going to be Reynor versus Skillous and then Gerald versus Spirit. These are really just the 2 matches I care most about. The rest, not so much, to be honest. It's a PvP and a ZVZ afterwards. So bish bosh. Don't really need that in my life right now. What time is it? What time is M? Or does it say right now? It says M. What time is it right now? It's almost 12. It starts in 4 minutes now. Yeah, Cyril's gonna shoot some guns. Well, actually, I'm not sure he's gonna shoot guns. I will begin my mandatory military service on April 15th. The duration of my service is 6 to 12 months. I will be part of the Finnish Defense Forces Sports School, the FDF SS, which will allow me to train during my conscript service. I won't be able to participate in all of the events during this time, but I will try to participate in DreamHack Dallas and the World Championship tournament. Just to clarify, it is highly likely that I will attend the larger events. Additionally, I won't be disappearing anywhere, but you're going to see me less often during my service. That was at the Cyril's stream, and he tweeted it out as well. So, yeah, make it out what you will. How can we test a new patch, Captain? I want to play with my friends, but don't know how to host map for that. So these are the 5 new maps. Can you see them here on my screen? I think this logo is blocking it. So Ghost River LC, Crimson Court LC, Post Youth LC, Amphion LC, and Dynasty LC. These maps can also be found again, if this went too fast for you, in the Blizzard post on the Battle.net website. And if you want to play it with the most up-to-date mod, I think you're supposed to use this one. Although I'm not sure if I'm allowed to reveal this. I think so. The Test Potato mod. There's another mod, I think, but it doesn't have the latest updates, or the PTR doesn't have the latest updates, if I'm not mistaken, because that runs through Blizzard. Something has to change in the PTR that like Blizzard needs to act and they need to update the game or something. So they don't want to do that too often, or it takes time. I don't know. So I think that's the mod that we use now. They removed the feedback change. That's a big yikes. No, that's the opposite of a big yikes. I think everyone was pretty much against it. Once we saw what it did, it was really crazy. It had very little to do with StarCraft. Basically, you could just hold down the feedback on the minimap and it would literally hit every unit with with energy and range. It was kind of sick. It really wasn't okay. Let's hit some ladder. We're not laddering today. We're going to be... We're going to be watching some of the other high-level boys play today, which is also fun. Let's put this thing here. Make it a bit smaller. It's a bit big. We have clean feed. My internet is very powerful. 0 lag. You think this will work? Always got to try once, you know? Dang it. Okay, too bad. We tried our best, you know. You can't always have everything you want in life. Okay. He says, no, please use clean feed. Okay. Thank you, Cadbert for the 65 Swedish kroner. Can't wait for the high-level StarCraft 2 commentary as usual on this channel. Okay, let me set up the clean feed real fast then. I can't believe they make me watch the clean feed like some pleb. I'm not a pleb. Is my music in StarCraft playing or what is this noise? Okay, music disabled. Sorry, this always takes a little while for me to set up. I'm not so fast with all these technologies. Okay. Okay, there's like videos on the screen now, I think. You guys are gonna need to tell me about the sound levels and stuff because I didn't check this out yet. So it's all on you. Harstem, can you explain how stats is 6.3k on ladder but still beat Dark, who is presumably 7k? Dark is not 7k on ladder. Dark is 6-8 right now. And that's with on an account with very little games. So if he has an account with more games, I guess Dark just doesn't ladder so much. Oh wait, the account with the most games is 6-5. So his accurate MMR right now is about 6-5, I guess, of Dark. So yeah, a 6-3 against a 6-5 player, it's not too weird that a 6-3 player wins sometimes. The sound is okay, yes, because you guys aren't hearing it yet. But the sound levels on this clean feed that we're watching now is often freaking crazy. Where are the map names in Chinese? You have remoteware now. I don't know what that means, but yes, I do have remoteware. No, this is a clean feed. So I'm not allowed to be in the actual game. Which I obviously do not like, but it is what it is. So I'm also, like, this is no hands, you know, it's going to do some no hands observing. 6.8 is the same as 7k on EU. That's actually not true. Koreans always really struggle on the European ladder getting 7k. Because it's not easy. Like, what Serral does is really sick. Serral also got 7k really quick on Korea. I think Reynor also got 7k and rank 1 on Korea when he was there. This is the same tournament organizer as WTL, Star Wars. They have some really neat graphics, and the stream quality is much higher than it usually is. Who did Dark lose to? He lost the stats and the classic. I played some games versus Skillous this morning on the new patch. It was a good time. The new Sentry makes the early game very weird. It feels awkward. I actually have no clue where Reynor is right now. I don't know if he's in the Netherlands or if he's in Italy. He looks Italian to me right now. So I bet he's probably in Italy. Yeah, these are neat graphics that they have. I like watching this stream. Oh, it's okay. Oh, wow. They even have like a... This looks really cool. This looks pretty neato. Okay, let me just do all of this. I'll turn on the sound. Okay, you guys got to tell me whether the sound levels are too loud or not loud enough, or you want me to mute my voice, or, you know, what you all want to happen. Why is this part of the screen not in there, by the way? Oh, there we go. That fixed it. Is it like this? All good. Definitely mute yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're opening up here. Skillous versus Reynor. The two friends that usually live together when Reynor is in the Netherlands. As we see a 12 pool opener out of our Italian Zerg. This is an opener that is considered to be quite bad for multiple reasons. The main reason being that you can't easily take your natural. So we saw an initial pylon block. We're gonna see, wow, Reynor actually taking the hatchery on the third base, which is one of the most uncommon responses. It's gonna allow him to move across the map immediately with the links, but it's gonna make it difficult to deal with any type of adept. He's taking a relatively fast gas as well, so his eco is gonna be even worse than a 12 pool usually is already. And a 12 pool honestly has god-awful eco 90% of the time anyway, so... Reynor putting a lot of eggs here in this basket, and this is a crap basket. Like, this is a basket that has been passed down through generations, but hasn't been taken care of. It's like, I'm not sure if you guys do the same, but when I go grocery shopping, I use like one of these bags that I have used like 100 times before already, and there's like tears in it, and you know it's about to fall apart at any point. And you keep pretending that it's not gonna fall apart until it falls apart and all your groceries explode all over the road as you're biking home. This is a very common scenario for me. It happens all the time. This is kind of what the 12 pool is as well. It's a crappy bag that shouldn't be capable of carrying these groceries anymore. And I think that's something that Reynor just found out. He should have just bought a new bag for 28 cents at the checkout counter, like a normal person. Now he's going to be stuck in a crap spot. So the Zealot moves across the map. I'm not sure what I think of that, although I do like it. It's going to allow this Adept to move around for free for a little bit. Nice control on the Adept. Even better control on the drone there. Zealot stays alive. Link's now actually taking a bit of a beating as well. This is still just a single queen here. I'm going to make myself a bit smaller. There's already quite a bit of real estate on the screen here being utilized by the UI and other crap. Gonna make this a bit smaller as well, sorry. You know, I was hoping I could just go into the game myself, but now we have the cameras, that's also fun. So this is a really good situation for Skillous. There's no third base yet even here for Reynor, who is down 5 workers. He's gonna throw down the third. Doesn't have any minerals here to get more queens as well. He's poor, okay? He's poor. He's really, really poor, and that's not okay. Double Adepts move across the map. I feel like that's a bit late to start doing stuff with 2 Adepts. He probably could have done that much earlier. Third base timing for Skillous is also fairly standard. If he snipes this Creep Tumor, that'd be nice. Gonna lose both of these Adepts, though. Unless he controls this very well. Doesn't control this very well. He's gonna lose 1. I'm kind of okay with that for him. I'm kind of okay with that. Of course, has these 2 gateways at home. Just gonna threaten to start the pulsar beam here. Now starts it. Good move there by Reynor. It's minus 27 energy. And only getting 1 link kill for that. That's not a good trade at all for Skillous. Reynor, however, still down 6 workers. He's gonna try and snipe this worker that has been long distance mining. He's not quite gonna get it. Any worker kill that this Oracle gets at this point is gonna be fantastic. Oh, this is a nice rewall, honestly. But once again, pulsar beam here being used. Forge, Twilight. Four gates. Worker count relatively even now. A bit later than ideally you'd want to if you're the Zerg player, although the creep spread is looking healthy. It seems like, honestly, Skillous hasn't managed to push his advantage as far as I would have liked to see against the 12 pool opener, where you managed to block your opponent's natural as well. So, yeah, I'd actually say that although Skillous is still in a good spot, I don't really mind the position as much that Reynor is in. It's not good. It's really not great at all. For example, he doesn't have an Evo chamber, so I believe he'll need to throw down a Roach Warren at some point. He's gonna go Lair, I guess, into Roach Warren. Or is his plan just to throw down a Hydra then, the moment the Lair finishes? That would also be a weird plan. So, dealing with this blink pressure can actually be quite tricky. It's actually just going to... Ooh, that's a fast Templar Archives there. Quick gases as well. Good Zergling run by. He's gonna come in. Try to deny a little bit of mining here. Force maybe a Stalker Warp in. Now starts to target down this pylon. That could actually be quite nice, taking out that pylon. At the same time, one Overlord will fall. Not quite going to supply block Reynor though. As some creep tumors here are being sniped. More Lings on the way. Reynor wants to defend with pure Lings. Gonna get range. This is a Hydra build, 100%. So we don't have a Roach Warren yet. Building a lot of Lings. Don't forget that the problem with building a lot of Lings without the +1 is that they suck. I mean, Lings are not bad, but they're much better with +1. Especially against Stalkers. So the longer these Stalkers can stay on the map and the more Lings they can force out, the better it's going to be here for Skillous. So he continues pushing in. Fort base is going to get cancelled. Nothing our Protoss player can do about that anymore. Probably will need to cancel at least one of these pylons. No, we'll lose the probe. That's a late fort base now. It felt like his entire plan was to rush quick gases, quick storm, some minor push out here with the Stalkers, and then try and get his fort base up at a high pace as well. And that fort base not being there is actually quite frustrating for him. We have a bunch of Hydras being pushed out. Right now doesn't have the Zealot on hold position properly. It's gonna welcome a lot of Lings into his natural. At the same time, these Lings are most likely gonna die. So that's a positive. The negative is that he might lose A, a lot of mining, and B, loses the Forge here, which is painful. Because that upgrade lead that he was working with, he would have liked to keep it. More Hydras, more Lings on the way. Charge halfway done as well. Don't forget, these Zealots have +1. Will be 2 swiping the Zerglings from this map. Now the real question is, what is Reynor's plan here? Is he just gonna push out with 77 drone Hydra Ling? Doesn't have a Baneling Nest with this. We have some storms available, I think. That's gonna be one. Zealot still out of position. Another storm. Super Battery is activated as the Archon finishes up. Gateway unit count fairly low for Skillous. It's gonna need to drop some fat storms here. That was not a fat storm. Well, it was a fat storm, but it wasn't hitting anything fat. Oracles now flying in towards their death as well. Storm here connects with a portion of the Hydras at least. That's nice. Control on these Hydralisks is good, but you can control these guys oh so well. They're just not great against storms. I feel like Skillous might be pushing a bit hard. Has about 1800 minerals in the bank, and I would love for him to spend that money before he commits to anything he might regret later on. There's no prism with this push out. Hey, let's just go home for a little bit. Just for a little bit. We don't have to be there for too long. There's no Bailing Nest. There's no serious threat here. This was one of the worst builds that I've seen out of Reynor as well. Just going for a 77 Hydra Ling push out. 2 Hydras here, sniping the second Templar now. Good control. Loses both of his Hydras. We still have about 2k resources in the bank for Skillous, which once those will get spent, I don't really see a viable path to victory for Reynor. It doesn't mean that Reynor can't win. Reynor often finds paths to victories that haven't quite been exposed yet. But this looks difficult. Throws down a lurker then right now. We have the robotics facility going up in the main base still. Still have a lot of cash in the bank for Skillous. Does he just have 2 little gateways maybe? Maybe he's still working with 8 gates. Despite playing a pure Zealot Archon type-ish army. Now gets a fleet beacon. I think he's seriously underestimating his position here. Like seriously underestimating. Because if he doesn't push before a lurker, I mean he's still gonna be fine because lurkers are not that great, but it feels like pre-lurker he doesn't just have a potential kill timing, he just pretty much has a guaranteed kill timing. It's gonna be even supply, Storm Archon Zealot against Ling Hydra. Yeah, we're gonna need some fat splits in order to make that worth it for Reynor. He's now taking a 5th base. Probably wants to drone up a little bit as well. Go up to 10 gases. Kind of take it from there. Then lurkers now start. Yeah, I'm starting to begin to get a little bit afraid here for Skillous. He's taking this this new kind of really defensive Protoss play to the max. I'm not a huge fan of that, not gonna lie. I've been a much bigger fan if he just did nothing or did something here with his max out. So now all of a sudden you're fighting into 10 lurkers. These guys don't have the seismic spines yet. Gonna need to try and do something at least. Do we have a Nidus network yet? I think the answer is no. There are 90 workers. You have 10 gases. I think his 5th base is toast. I mean, if the goal is to play a long macro game, I think this 5th could have been taken much faster. Everything looked like Skillous was going for a move out, and then he didn't go for a move out. Now he's trying to get into carriers, which will slow down the game quite a bit. Which in my mind is still going to be favorable for Reynor in that case. The longer this game takes, the more chances Reynor has to kind of make a comeback in here. Because he was really quite dead. Good control on both sides here out of the Zerg player. He's going to stay alive for now. These guys are gonna get cleared. I'm not sure if anything really died here on the Protoss side. Maybe like a Zealot and half an Archon. It's not a whole lot. I still really feel like Reynor is dead. Like he's not in a good spot at all. He also didn't manage to deal the damage he needed to with these lurkers. He would have loved to deal some real damage. This was not real damage. Hasn't really killed anything of value. Late game on this map is going to be very difficult as well, in my mind. Observer joins the main army. I don't really like this too much, with the entire army plus Mothership being together. I think we should, first of all, have an army split. Second of all, the Mothership should be, it's kind of a separate entity as well. Be moving towards the far left or something, or with the smaller side of the army for potential aggressive recall. Do we have oracles in this army to tag it with the revelation? I'm not sure if that's quite the case yet. There goes the Mothership, and that's going to be a minus 250, 250. Well, Mothership barely stays alive. Is not gonna get sniped as one corruptor will. 2 corruptors will end up falling. Maybe these carriers are fake. You know, I've been thinking about this a lot, about fake carriers. What if you play against a Zerg player and you just get like 1 or 2 carriers, and then you transition out of Airtals at that point and go full ground. And then they're building like 30 Corruptors, and then boom, you own them. And you call them an idiot. Did he just lose his mothership to a spore? I think he did. Am I crazy? That was a mothership that just died, no? At Harstem, can you up the quality of the video, please? Nope, it's not possible. This is the maximum quality of the video. I'm sorry, buddy. Actually, I can check. Yep, this is the highest possible. It's just because the clean feed from China is not entirely 1080p, I think. It often lags a little bit. Robo base being added in here as well. We're actually entering a proper late game at this point. Another Stargate being added in. We have the Tempest upgrade, shield weapons as well. I really wonder what the plan is going to be. So far it's 5 base versus 6. That means that the player with 6 bases has more bases by a margin of 1. As long as you can keep that going, it's a good thing, you know. Not gonna lie, it's a pretty big advantage. Ooh. It's a weird army here on the right side. This army doesn't beat anything. Lose against a single lurker, lose against Lynx, lose against Hydra. Piss off is what I would say. That's what he's doing as well. The air unit count is fairly low. The Corruptor count is fairly high. The Hydra count is significant. It still feels like we're here in a situation in which at any point the full ground army, if rotated correctly, could actually deal serious damage. And something that Reynor needs to be acutely aware of as well. And perhaps prepare a little bit for it. He's actually going for Immortals right now, as well as Tempest. Ooh, he cancels the Immortals, gets more Tempest instead. I don't agree with this. I don't. And let me explain to you why. Why would you get Tempest before there are Brood Lords? That doesn't make any sense. First you want to force out the Brood Lords so that the Tempest have an insanely good target to shoot. And you don't really need to go into air if there's just lurkers. Like this type of attack, you can do that from any position you want because you have a mothership. So lurkers need to be spread pretty thinly here. This is not a great attack. If there's a prism here though, probably could have continued pushing. So what I mean is that with just general movement and rotations, you can probably force big lurker numbers in 2 areas already, and then a mothership can go to the complete other side and you can aggressively recall. And then it means that the lurker count will need to be spread out very thinly across multiple areas, which is why I don't think Tempests are actually necessary or good in this situation. Unless Broodlords hit the field. And so far they hadn't started yet. Now we have the Broodlords. This is a wild push in, by the way, out of Skillous. Blinding Cloud here is really helping out. This was not well executed. Mainly attacking in a line, standing a bit too long in that Blinding Cloud as well. Reynor's gonna get countered though by building the Broodlords now. The Tempests are out already. 6th base is on the way. Cannon count on the left is perfect. I'd love to see just a Templar per base as well. He's gonna actually... Oh, he's gonna start crawling. He's crawling. You know what I think of people that crawl with cannons? I think they're freaking cool. I love the cannon crawlers. He's gonna move forward there with Tempest. And then start taking out this base. The thing is that you need... In order to crawl here, you need cannons on the right. This is one of the rules. So how many cannons do we have on the right? We need to figure it out. It's 3. There's no Templar there. Because this is the strong spot right now. The majority of the army is going to be here, as well as a lot of the defense. So you want to have some type of cannons on the other bases on the on the right side to make sure that it can be broken. Tempest now attacking into this, taking out a couple of buildings at least. Like I said, this is... honestly, every idiot could have predicted this move, right? Like, this is the most natural move that Reynor has. Absolutely, the most natural move. So you need to have some type of defense there. And for now, that's going to be 3 Templar and 2 Immortals is what I saw. I'd love to see just a couple more cannons as well, just in case. Just in case. Just in case, really. Nothing crazy. I think right now is also a key moment to try and get rid of some probes. When I say get rid of some probes, I mean kill them yourself. Don't show them to your opponent that you're killing them. Just kill them yourself. No need to give more information than you need to. Oh, that's a great revelation there. That was beautiful. That was so big. Tempest turning around, trying to shoot. I think the bottom left side base is now being cleared by Skillous, by the way. You see that? What do you know? What do you know, huh? I wouldn't mind if he gets a Nexus and like 40 cannons there. That would be kind of epic, lol. Lamayo, Ruffle. You have attacks at 2 positions at the same time. The Observer only is showing us 1 position. He could probably go towards this low ground as well that we're looking at now, towards the left a bit. Maybe get a couple of cannons there, some batteries. Then just kind of start pushing that area. I mean, this is a pretty key base here for Reynor. If you can deny this, like really you're forcing Reynor's hand at some point, right? Just going to be outmining your opponent. You're close to his main base. You're close to a bunch of other bases as well. Really, Reynor's in a very awkward position right now. I believe that we should have more units being sent forward. Oh, look at these snakes. These sharks. Look at these sharks. He's sharking right now. He is sharking with infestors. This is exactly what I wanted in my life. There's 25 cannons in this position. I think it's such a good call. Oracle's gonna get blasted there. We have some movement towards the left side out of both players. Which I think Skillous is doing this very well. Why is he doing this well? Oh, hold that thought, as we have another engagement here up top. Do we still have the Templar plus Immortal composition up there? Or is it just the single mothership? Seems to me like it's just a single mothership. Brute Lord's now moving in forward. Should be targeted down here by the Tempest. We're gonna get 1. We're gonna get 2. And here come a couple of infestors. They're being revealed by the cannons. That was not the fight, I think, that Reynor was hoping for. Loses about 30 supply instantly. All infestors and all Brute Lords going down. That means that a pure ground army once again has some serious potential. What's the lurker count even that's left? I don't know. I guess we still have some lurkers up here. This is a serious comp as well. This is a serious army. Fight, fight, fight! Yeah, there we go. Very nice. Skillous, as he's looking to take game number 1. At least that's what it feels like to me. He's gonna kill a base. He's not gonna straight up win. But look at the resources lost in the bottom right. 29k resources lost on the side of Reynor. 19k lost on the side of Skillous. Skillous plays out this game with patience. Taking out a base, pissing off again, saying, hey, you're probably remaxing as we speak. Lings are trying to go for a surround. They're not really going to get a surround as there's not enough Lings. Stalkers now coming in from the side as well. Could be blinking in forward. Are going to be blinking in forward. Love to see some target fire on those Vipers rather than on the Corruptors. The Brute count here is simply too high for Stalkers to engage into. 4 Ultras get constructed as well. And Skillous here with, honestly, a very solid setup. A very solid setup. Does not have the Tempest count to stop this push in forward. Does not have the units on the right to push in on that right side either. I don't think so. I think something is happening there, but our Observer isn't quite showing us. Oh, there we go. The fact that there's no Archons here is really bad. Because that means that this type of stuff can happen. We don't have a good quick recall available. So this army is going to get toasted here. That was a bad move by Skillous. I give that move 0 stars. Which is the lowest amount of stars that you could get for a move. Some people think that 1 is the lowest, but then you still have 1. So make that make any sense. The 0 is obviously lower than 1. I guess I could make him pay stars for executing that move. That would be even worse than 0. But we stop at 0. We don't do negative stars. Skillous still ahead. Don't be tricked here by that poor move with the Immortals and the Templar on the right side. So, game theoretically... Oh, this is a nice one. This is a real nice one. Ooh, this is a really nice one. For 2 reasons this is nice. It forces the recall. Invis, use the invisibility field of the mothership, or don't. Loses the mothership, lose a lot of units. Another reason why this was so cool is because the Broodlords now can push forward, although I'm not sure how true that actually is. Ooh, blinks it forward to try and clear these lurkers. That didn't go entirely according to plan. We'll finish, honestly, most of the broods. A couple of infestors also going down. Corruptors now coming in. I think Skillous is throwing it a little bit. He's impatient. He's getting impatient. Look, he should just be chilling. But he's not chilling. He's the opposite of chilling right now. He's running around, alright? Screaming that there's a fire. There's no fire. He sees some smoke, that's it. And he's thinking where there's smoke, there's probably fire. But not this time, it's one of the smoke machines. God, I hate those things. This is an interesting attack there out of Skillous. It feels like Skillous is all-inning, but he has a bigger bank than his opponent. So this makes no sense. Half of his army is just shooting spores or extractors. Yeah, Reynor is playing this much better than Skillous in the past 2 minutes. Before that, Skillous was... When the game is stable, it's pretty chill for Protoss. But that Ultra move, it opened it up. And now we need to, you know... There's areas where the Zerg can maneuver, where the Protoss really can't. And it sucks, the perfect army isn't there. Skillous, however, is still in a good spot. What he needs to do is sit back, relax, build up his army, stabilize the game again, and don't go crazy now, okay? That's the only thing I ask of him. He needs to remain calm. Oh, that's a good Viper snipe. Well done. This base is being taken. I don't think that's actually viable right now. The armies are simply too Stalker heavy for it to be properly split. You need Immortals in the armies that are split. And Archons. Some Stalkers are good to snipe infestors, but not too many. Especially not when you have Tempest. You're a different type of game. Oh, he's gonna move in here with the army on the bottom side. This is a pretty wild move that I'm not sure if I agree with. No! No! Recall! Oh, that's 4 Immortals that just died. Oh, he recalled. That's over here. Oh, that was the rest of the army. I feel like this observer manages to miss every action. Like, just when something is about to get interesting, he starts looking somewhere else. Yeah, every single time. It is a phenomenal skill to have. This is like wetting yourself every single time you're 5 meters within range of a toilet. You know, you really need to go to the toilet, and then you see the toilet and you piss yourself. It's also not nice. This is a nice Ling run by. Actually appreciate that. How many Immortals have we lost for free this game is what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Good lord. How many more Immortals can a man lose? Like, Skillous needs to relax. I'm telling you. Take a chill pill, Skillous. Oh my god. These Lings are dealing way too much damage. That's a good revelation. Let's build 3 more Immortals. The funny thing is that the game is still somewhat fine for Skillous. This looked really bad, but resources lost-wise, I think we're going to be pretty close. The only problem is that middle part isn't stable. That forward triangle-ish position. If that was just a solid spot right now, I'd be okay with this position. But it's not a solid spot at all. Oh, here come more zealots. Yeah, this is the area that matters. It's so funny because there's no minerals here anymore or gas, but this is such an important area. Oh my god. 3 more immortals are gonna get boosted here. Oh, 3 more immortals are gonna get boosted. This is just this is pain. Although, tail end of that trade wasn't so bad. We have an observer here. I think Reynor is a bit too deep. Look at the resource loss though. It's 51k to 54. Before Skillous was up like what, 12k or so. Is there even any Broodlords remaining at this point? I think so, right? Yeah, there they come. The flying pricks. Ooh, a couple of nice Neurals. The long arm of the Infestor once again. Going ham. I wonder what the Brood count is right now. I really do wonder what the Broodlord count is. So if the Broodlord count is like 14, I don't think you can straight up engage. But if it's like 9, something you can do is just shift click with all the Tempest. You get a massive ground army. You pounce on the other guy. Then you send him the middle finger emoji after. That's a very good strategy. Skillous needs to take out this base and he's gonna go for it. He's gonna get it fast as well. High tier move. Very high tier move. This is gonna be like a single fight. It should be a single fight for Reynor. The longer the fight goes, the worse it's gonna go for him because he's gonna get busted. Use the revelation, my friend! Oh, he lost the Oracle. That was very frustrating. That was an important revelation, potentially. Skillous is now down. Wait, he's down 5k. What a turnaround. This base also important. Skillous right now has 0 mineral income. So, if I was Skillous' advisor, I would say we probably want to get that income from 0 to at least something. We need some type of income. Right now, that ain't there. Links being sent in. We're still in the situation where whoever wins the next fight is just gonna win the game. This base being cleared before it finishes up is a bit frustrating. Frustrating. In my opinion, we should put some Templar in that prism right there. That would be very high tier. I mean, we're like 1 second away. One good revelation away. Literally. Ooh. That was a terrible revelation and -2 oracles. But we're one good revelation away from just winning the game here as Skillous. Because if you can clear like 5 brutes before the fight, or if you clear the Vipers, like, that's absolutely key here, you know? Oh, no. That's an army that Skillous can't afford to lose. He can't afford to lose that army. He needs to recall it. Please. Will he lose it, though, if we fight here? Look at that. He has full vision with the Observer. Hey, Skillous is fine. Dude, that's so scary. But every second that goes by is a second in which Reynor is outmining his opponent. We now have the bottom base being taken for Skillous. I think Reynor is... I actually don't know where that sensor was gonna go either. What are these probes doing? Like, Skillous can't even max out right now. That's an issue. I love the walls. You think that these gateways are a mistake? They might actually be, because there's freaking Broodlords coming. Oh, there's no anti-air here at all. Ooh, this is a mistake out of Reynor, surely, no? Is this it? That feels like a massive mistake. It's gonna trade a little bit. He killed 30 supply, lost 70. If we could recall this army right now, that would be a big deal. Was that a good fight? Because all the air units stayed alive and the ground is... I don't think that's gonna change very much. I guess Skillous is more all in now than ever. And he's deep on the creep as well. Deep on the creep. Oh, no. There's no anti-air here to deal with this crap. Oh, I guess killing those Archons was good. Wow. That's it. GG. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Perfect timing. It's really crazy how good I am at knowing when people are gonna leave. It's one of my many skills that I possess. People look at me and think, how is it possible that one guy is capable of doing so many things? The perfect countdown. You hate to see it. What a game to start the day. He's taking off his glasses. That game gave him vision again. I don't need you guys anymore. Throws them away and eats them. Okay, now we get to see whether they're together or not. If Skillous pops up behind Reynor now, then beats him on the head, that would be a high tier move. See, there he is. You see that? He just walked up behind. Yeah, that side. It would be easier for Skillous if Reynor was concussed. Yeah, I think so too. It would be much easier. Or if he just turns off his PC. Or he does the move where he pretends to hit him, and then Reynor flinches. Skillous asks him, are you afraid? Are you scared, little bro? And then Reynor's like, yes. And then mental victory as well. Already took out the webcam? Yeah, that PC is gone, man. It's freaking gone. Oh, you guys can hear the music. I turn off the stream music every time because I'm afraid that it's gonna copyright claim or something. True bangers. Oh, where do we go? There we went. Hey Harstem, I always mean to ask when you're live. You mentioned one time being in Chongqing and getting hot pot. I was there back in 2018 and wondered what made you travel. There was WSG in 2019, I think, there. Yeah. So we went there to play. I think I lost in the first group stage to Neeb. And Maru, maybe? I think Maru or Cheryl. Cheryl Neeb was in my group. Why do Zergs even make lurkers and not just go straight to Brute Lord? If you go straight to Brute Lords, pure ground toss absolutely eat you. Most of the time. You just get all your side bases picked off. So it's really hard. That's the tournament Mio Maika beat Maru 2-0 and screamed at the top of his voice, I did it, I beat Maru, I beat Maru. Did he Hydra all in Maru twice? I think I remember that. Oh, Skillous is back. That's pretty fast. Wonder what he did. It looked like it was going outside. Maybe they have like a, what you call it, like a dart, like a set of darts outside, and then he has like the logo of Zerg in the middle and just throws a couple of darts at it. Hits all of them bullseye. Pop. Picture of Reynor, picture of Kerrigan, the Brute Lord. Pop, pop, pop. After 5 minutes, all of his rage and anger is gone and he can come play another game. Skillous looks like a young Day9. No, he doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't. Absolutely not true. That's such a lie. He does not look like a young Day9. What the hell? Where did Reynor go? You can see it? Like, what do they have in common? That they have glasses? Reynor looks a little bit like a young Skillous as well. Young Skillous looks a bit like an old Reynor. Old Skillous looks a little bit like a young Day9, who looks a little bit like the new Reynor. Because all three of them... Does Day9 even have glasses? I can't remember. I feel like I used to have glasses back in the day. Is it hard to play against a friend in a tournament? Depends how good that friend is. Playing against my brother, who is a good friend of mine, playing against my brother, who's a good friend of mine, is pretty easy because he's not very good at the game. He's like Diamond or Low Masters. But Lambo is also one of my friends. Playing against him isn't quite as much fun. When you look at Day9 and Tasteless, you know exactly which one does Korean media for a living. What? Why? By that logic, can't Protoss just go back into ground and run around? Yes, although usually later on, there's already Ultras out as well. And Ultras have a bit more control on the ground. And going straight into Ultras is scary because Protoss often starts with a lot of Immortals as well. So you might just die to a max push. So I think the most common way to play late game by the high tier players is to first go into Lurkers, try to get a bit of control, and then see if you can maybe establish some of the outside bases, and then go into Brood Lords once the Lurkers kind of get countered. That's it. What is Stars War? It's a tournament hosted by SC Boy. Were casters resentful of Tasteless and Artosis for getting the final at IEM 2023? I don't think so. I think most StarCraft casters don't care so much about who gets the final, but I could be wrong. When I was casting the Katowice 2022, everyone seemed pretty open to do whatever. Like, no one had any... No, you just kind of picked what games you wanted. I don't recall there being any huge competition for who was doing what. What do you think about Artosis naming Rogue the GOAT? It's not a bad call, honestly. I think Zero has had a more impressive record. Much more impressive than Rogue. But Rogue's record is very, very impressive as well. Like, I think it's almost impossible to make an argument for Maru being the GOAT when Rogue is alive. I feel like Rogue's performance is just been better, honestly. So, like, unless you rate GSL much higher than the World Championships, which I think is weird, because I don't think that should be rated higher. It's either Rogue or Cheryl, I think. But the problem with Rogue is that he was never really dominant. Like, he won individual tournaments and then played like an absolute idiot in others. So, I don't know. He never was really dominant. I'm not sure how you want to... It just defines how... It depends on how you define the GOAT, I guess. Yeah, I think what Cheryl did looked more impressive to me. Maru was better than Rogue. Maru would use more strats and different styles, but why does that matter? Like, if you think that using more styles is more impressive, then I guess Maru is more impressive. I mean, like I said, it's just how you define what the GOAT is. If you define it by who can do the most push-ups, then Slivko is the most impressive. There's very little people that judge the StarCraft 2 GOAT by seeing who does the most push-ups. I did hear that that's Slivko's criteria though. So, make it out what you will. Gonna have a little bit of Ling Aggression, Pneumatized Carapace coming in as well. What's our gas count at? It's at 3. Wait, do we have a lair or what is this? I didn't actually... sorry, I didn't pay attention too much. Yeah, there has to be a lair. There is a lair right now. So it's just gonna be the German Autobahn. Or the German taxi, I guess this is. Not the Autobahn. So we're gonna German taxi. Skillous should be somewhat aware of that as he sees the roaches right now. Now the best response is to warp in Stalkers, get batteries and cannons. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's not hard to hold. It's not complex. It's difficult to hold, but it's simple. He has 2 cannons connecting right now, which is bad. It's also just a single pylon powering all of that crap. Oracles need to come in clean. Oh, he has 5 Oracles. That is a serious amount of Oracles. He's gonna kill all of these Lings as well. There's one more battery here that could be overcharged right now. There we go. Does overcharge it. Only 3 Queens remaining. This is game. Garbage. Does not look good here for Reynor. Like, this is over. He should leave. He should leave. If he respects Skillous, even a tiny bit, he leaves right now. He just types GG. If you respect your opponent, even the smallest fraction, you leave the game right now. This is why they never leave against me. They always stay in. They could be doing a Ling flood of 18 workers and I defend on 4 bases. And you see Cyril looking, you know, at the top right, like 18 supply out of 56. And he knows that I'm maxed out with +2. He's like, maybe. Like, oh, piss off. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Reynor tilted his head. Yeah, Reynor is dead. You should have pulled the boys. To defend or to attack? Oh, this Ling drop actually has potential. Ling drop's underrated. There come the 5 Oracles. Is that 5 or 6? God, I'm so bad at counting. I think it's 5 though. I think it's 5. Oh, here they come. You know what I think should happen? If you have... Oh wait, hold on, thought. It's gonna be a kill here on the Stalker. Not so bad. Gonna hardly get anything done though. So right now what you should do, if you're Skillous, is very simple. I think... Wait, he's getting cannons in the main. That makes no sense, but it doesn't matter. I think what you want to do is get a high Stalker count and get a Robo Bay. So, I'm usually not a fan of Colossus, but in this type of situation, having a Robo Bay and then playing Colossus or Disruptor is insane. Because it makes it really easy to deal with higher Roach counts. If you're really far ahead. And it feels natural to build Stalkers. But yeah, we see Reynor just going again. Building a Prism here is a mistake. I think it doesn't do anything like for you right in this moment. We still have some of the static defense from earlier as well. The only way that Skillous wins this if he desperately tries to defend his fort base while there's no static there. That's the only way he could possibly lose this, I think. Prism is now out, which is practically useless as well. Uh-oh. No way. Where's the Stalkers? Why are they not fighting? Okay, Cannon's now helping out. No way. No way. That Prism was bait. Nah, I started to believe for a second there. But nah. No way. No. Oh, my heart stopped for a second. I felt, you know, as a Protoss player, you can feel your little Protoss heart sink in those moments, you know? You know exactly what this feeling is like, because there's no way you should be, this game should even be close. Like, that Prism was arrogant. It was arrogant is what it was. It really was arrogant. That was a good attempt though. But almost had him. Almost had him. Super chat. Cyril might be the GOAT, but Harstem is the king of the zoo. Very true. Thanks for another 65 Swedish kroner. Catbird says. Very kind. Yeah, I think Cero actually is the GOAT. My humble opinion, Cero is GOAT. But I think you can make an argument for Rogue. I don't think you can make an argument for Maru. Oh, we're running some commercials. No, we're not. Okay, let me see. Did I miss anything? Thank you, Jaclops, for the Twitch Prime 53 minutes ago. He said, how are you doing, Cap? I'm doing all right. And thank you, Trombioli, for the 10 bits. Long live the king. Very cool. See, did I miss anything else? Nope, that's all good. Fantastic. When you're seeing my face, it's not because I think this is better than the game, but it's because nothing's happening in the game. Okay, so don't worry about it. Money button. Ah, we could click it, actually. Yeah, it's a good call. Cheeky little money button. Thanks for remembering. Did you see the tweet about Rogue leaving military next week? No, I hadn't seen that yet. That's actually pretty cool. Also, thank you for the tier 1 subscription. Second month in a row, Trombioli. Much appreciated, buddy. If they were to buff Protoss, what would you change? I would nerf the Widow Mine. I wouldn't buff Protoss. I'd nerf the Widow Mine, which is what's happening already. So I'm happy. I don't want anything else anymore. I'm good right now in life. Oh, Reynor. God, he's big. What? Skillous. You know, whenever I look at Skillous, I think to myself, that guy has the potential to almost look like a younger Day9. No? It's so rare when you see someone that almost exactly looks pretty similar to Day9. What about a nerf to Ghost? I'm down for that as well. Ooh, this is a good block. And he's not taking the gold. Yikes. How about Mothership should be able to transport Templars and they should be able to cast storms while inside. Yeah, I love that. Oh, right, I forgot the music. My bad. Do you remember that one time you told Chat story about chatting with a group of gay guys outside a club and one dude offered to polish your knob? No, it wasn't a group of dudes. It was one guy called Mikey. It wasn't a whole group of dudes. It was just one guy. This was in Seattle. I remember this because they wouldn't let me into the club. It was more of a bar club. And we were standing outside and I forgot my passport in the hotel. I just turned like 21, I think. And this guy just kept bothering me again and again and again. And the bouncer was just standing there, right there next to it, and kept saying, "Ah, Mikey, come on, don't do that, Mikey." So Mikey was a regular, I think, that just got kicked out because he was too drunk. Yeah, freaking Mike. Yeah, Todd loves that story. But I think for the next 4 years, every single time I met Todd, he would tell that story to other people. He got so much joy out of that. It's just classic Mikey. This was Mikey's Friday night in Seattle. He'd go to this bar, was really bad as well. I remember I went back to get my passport and then I got in. It was such a waste of my time. They had karaoke in there, but it didn't really work properly. And it was the bar just felt bad. It wouldn't have surprised me if people got stabbed there every weekend. You know? I heard that that bar had its own police precinct. That's how criminal it was. Like, there was something wrong with that bar. You could just feel it. Yeah, the bouncer legit. I think it lasts for like 15 minutes or 10 minutes is all. Because I had to wait for the Uber to take me back to the hotel. And the guy, the entire time, like Mikey just wouldn't let go, you know? He just kept... He wasn't touching, but from a distance, you know? He was hassling me. And the bouncer just kept going on. He said, "Mikey, hey, come on, Mikey." God, Todd freaking loved this so much. Because Todd was just standing there, couldn't stop laughing for like 15 minutes straight. Freaking Mikey, man, wouldn't leave me alone. Prick. What's the bar name? I can't remember. The thing was, it was in a pretty decent area. How did I know it was in a decent area? It's because there was a Chipotle nearby, if I recall correctly. And there's only Chipotles you can usually only find in better areas. I don't know why. Maybe people with more money just have worse taste buds or something. Because Chipotle has to be the worst fast food that there is. Chipotle is more expensive than fast food, tastes worse than fast food, and is probably also less healthy than fast food. They really have managed to hit the holy trifecta of just being terrible at everything. Is insane that this has been a franchised restaurant. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Piss off, Mikey. Come on, Mikey. Don't do that. Alright, let's see what's going on in this game. $19 for a little meat and mad rice and beans. Yeah, legit. It makes no sense. And if you want sour cream, you have to pay extra. I'm not even sure if that's true. I think so. And the avocado stuff, if you want that on, it's like $3 extra or $2.50 extra. It's like terrible deals on everything. It's like it tastes awful. It's just not good. Less healthy than McDonald's? Worse for your mental health, at least. I read a study on suicide rates after visiting Chipotle. It's not a good study if you're the Chipotle manager, let me tell you. God. Such a terrible place to go. That is the only way to make like one of these Tibetan monks feel unhappy, you know? Like these guys that have been mastering the art of being happy while just sitting and staring at a wall. You bring them to a Chipotle and they'll be like, this is too much. I heard Guantanamo had 2 Chipotles, actually. Just for the purpose of extreme torture. But then the Supreme Court said this is inhuman. You're not allowed to do this anymore. This is actually true. Guantanamo had 2 Chipotles per inmate. The highest Chipotle per capita in the world. That wouldn't surprise me, honestly. Alright. If Mutas didn't exist, would TOS still go Blink on most games? Yeah. We don't play Blink so much for the Mutas. We play it because it allows you a bit of map control. It allows you to trade efficiently against roaches. So Stalkers are really good against roach openers. They're a little bit worse against Ling openers. But roach openers are good against pretty much everything else, I'd say. Because they're really safe, right? But Ling openers are, yeah, fantastic against Stalkers. Or fantastic, they're good against Stalkers. But with Stalkers, you just can't get caught by roaches. So you can trade, you're in a good spot. Well, if you go straight Zealot Archon, for example. So Zealot for the mineral sink, Archons for the gas sink. You can really struggle against like roach max outs and stuff like that. So this is the safest, most all-round way of playing. Is by opening Stalkers. Getting a bit of map control. You're safe behind it as well. So yeah, this is cool. He's rushing into carriers very quickly here, by the way. Which is kind of cool. Which actually is kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Because Reynor is now initially going into lurkers. So if you can pretend like you're dealing damage, that would be tight. Has Reynor scouted this? I doubt it. Because then we'd be seeing a Spire here. So this is a bit of an all-in, a bit of a surprise all-in, really. Thank you, Martin Lee. Agree, Chipotle has gone downhill up the yin-yang. My G. I don't know what that means, but thanks for the $5. Now, carriers are not good. The carrier is only good when there's no corruptors out. In any other situation, the carrier is highly balls. It's one of the worst things that you can do, the carrier. The Hydra count is fairly low. So if you can kill all Hydras, then the carriers win, because contrary to popular belief, the Lurker doesn't actually shoot up. Okay, look at this. I actually think you should be moving back with your Stalker Zealot here. Pulling back just a little bit, no? Because now you're losing a lot of units, while your carrier should be doing the work. Look at these Oracles pump as well, man. Skillous. Skillous is pumping. And Reynor doesn't believe he can transition into Corruptors. Reynor needs to deal serious damage here, because he's reinforcing this with Hydras. The Hydra, as mentioned before, is a god-awful unit against Carrier Storm. It's okay against Carriers, it's god-awful against Storm. So the combination of Carrier Storm is banging. And I think the thing that Reynor wants to do right now is he probably wants to trade again. I'm not so sure if he can. I mean, there's not going to be Storm quite yet. These dudes need a little bit more time. Zealot's now moving away. Oh no, this is prime opportunity here for Reynor. This is a prime opportunity here for Reynor as Skillous is out of position. He's going to lose a pylon. He's going to lose this base if he ain't careful. Even if he is careful, he's going to lose this base. He could have been the most careful man in the world. Zealot still moving across the map. Templars not under heavy fire yet. +1 for the carriers, not quite done. Mothership has entered the pitch. As it's 95 workers to 63. These Hydras can't afford to die. Oh, need to be moved back. Reynor, what are we doing here? It's losing a bunch of dudes. Prism makes its way in towards the main base. Skillous right now is pretty darn all in. I actually think losing this Prism is pretty bad for him. Losing these Zealots is pretty bad because it doesn't have that much money. He's rebuilding a Prism. Where's the Templars? Where are the Archons? I'd love to see a couple of Archon Warpins here because look at the gas. Gas in the bank. Oh, still a single Zealot in the main as well, going ham. Look at the army supplies, how close they are. So something that Skillous can do right now is actually just relax at the watchtower. All along the watchtower, you relax. And then you max out while you're on 3 bases. Very slowly. Or you can try to push into this. Not so slowly. Ooh, it's kind of time warp. It's kind of cute. That is actually kind of cute. Can't afford to lose a Templar. If he loses the Templar, he's dead. If he keeps the Templar alive, he's in a good spot, really. He's going to move towards this gold base. Now targets down 2 more Lurkers. 12 Corruptors are on the way. 12 Corruptors. Well, this is going to get cleared or what? No, not quite. These Templars can't afford to die. If the Archon count is big enough, these Corruptors aren't necessarily going to be great. 15 Corruptors. 108 supply against 100. Ling run by is not going to finish this. Oh, here come the Vipers. Vipers are big, but feedbacks are bigger. Jesus. Oh, Mothership actually stays alive. I give this 3 stars. What the hell is that? Okay, 3 Lurkers on the way. Okay. All the units were still invisible. Zoning Storm. Don't forget these Corruptors have not just bad upgrades, they have no upgrades. They're weak in the head, they're weak in the body. Haven't been working out on a Chipotle diet. Ooh, almost a feedback. Almost a feedback. Loses the Oracle. That's actually a pretty big deal. Needs to rebuild that now. You know, Skillous can actually just relax. He is winning. This is a huge Warpin. Now, this is a brilliant Warpin. He's out multitasking his opponent with Zealots everywhere. Carrier's now moving. He needs to be careful that he's not going to get blasted by these Vipers. Doop. He's taking out bases one at a time. 24 drones. Look, he's just everywhere. Skillous is everywhere and Reynor is dead. Reynor's going to get knocked down to the lower bracket here by Skillous, the Team Liquid player. With an insane performance. Honestly won this series 3-0. As he's winning this game right now. This was not a great fight. I'll give you guys that. If I were to rate the fights of the last 5 minutes, this one would be at the very bottom. Oh, look how happy Skillous is. think we're gonna see him walk behind Reynor soon? GG. Wow. Come on. Full screen here on Skillous. Yeah, he's happy. He's happy. And he should be. He played a phenomenal game 2. Perfect defense. Phenomenal game 3. Perfect defense. Well played by Skillous. Well played, well played. Up next, we're going to have Gerald versus Spirit. I'm not going to be doing the mirrors today. I'm not feeling that, to be honest. I think, they're not very closely matched. Nikic, Elaser might be closely matched. I don't know how good Elaser is right now, and Nikic is pretty darn decent. But Shameless Showtime, I'm not going to worry. I believe that Showtime's just going to wreck that. Absolutely wreck it. Wow. Let's see what else we have going on here. Reynor is just in a slump right now. Is this correct? I always check the Aligalok. Aligalok really tells me whether he's in a slump right now or not. I see a green arrow. So he's confirmed not in a slump. All right, look at this. So the past weeks have been good for him. 2024 has been good for him in general when it comes to increasing the Aligalok. He's ranked 6 right now. He fell out of the top 10 at some point last year. Here we have Serral Maxpax. Maxpax is ranked 2, which is pretty crazy. If he didn't lack in PvZ, I think he would be one of the... I was going to say he would be one of the best players in the world, but he already is one of the best players in the world. He'd be even higher. Maxpax avoids playing Serral a lot. Yeah, Maxpax doesn't play offline events and Serral doesn't play online events. So you're not incorrect, really. One could even say that you are correct. Let's see if this works. You guys can hear the music, but it's very bothersome, let me tell you. Aligalok points are only tournament games, correct, yeah. Definitely correct. 2 Protoss in the top 5 makes you think. Why not 3, right? Is PvZ higher than PvP just because of the crazy nature of PvP? I think it's one of the reasons why people generally have lower win rate in more volatile matchups, yeah. So Serral's ZVZ is always the lowest because that matchup is just much more volatile. Yeah. Serral with a 3900 Aligalok rating though against Protoss. You see, this is why, you know, Zergs can never really complain about anything. Because Serral is legit 500 points above anything else. So you know it's possible with Zerg. The other Zergs are just bad. Or you could say that Serral is a special type of guy and we shouldn't be judging balance based on him. Yeah, it's one of the two. Depends on what side of the argument you fall. Whether you have brain damage or no brain damage. TVT is the only good mirror. Okay. I can't be bothered to discuss with Terrence. This is Terran propaganda, and I don't do well with that. Why would you balance around Serral? Let insane talent be insane. Is he insane talent, or do the other Zergs just suck? That's the real question. If the difference between him and the other Zergs is so big, while all the pros are pretty close together, then you could say Zero is a big talent, or maybe Zerg players just got the least talented players in the world. All of them. That is also a possibility. Why is no one ever bringing up that argument? They're always saying Zero is a special kind, but maybe all the other Zergs are actually the idiots bringing it down, and Zerg is really easy to play. Harstem, what do you think about Jean-Claude Van Damme being named as the greatest European to ever exist? I have no thoughts about that. Congrats, I guess. I don't know what you want me to say, man. Like, good job. I'm happy for him, I guess. He's the guy from the commercial, no? Na 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 na. Na 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 na. With the 2 cars. Ooh, Spirit pretending like his camera doesn't work. This is really a classic. This is a classic. Alright. Terran versus Protoss. This has to be one of my favorite matchups to watch, because I don't quite win enough in it. So watching other Protoss players win is inspirational. He starts a Zealot before the core. Gerald has always been a special type of Protoss player. It's gonna be playing against a no-scout Reaper though. This could work. I kinda dig it, to be honest. He's gonna send that Zealot across the map. Take it from there. It almost looks like Gerald is filming himself with like one of those fisheye cameras, you know? Do fish actually see like that, the entire world, with it through a fisheye lens? Is that how they perceive things? That must be very frustrating. And if a fish were to watch a regular movie, we'd be like, oh, that looks annoying. What nation for Gerald? You mean which one he's gonna conquer when he's an army commander? Or what is the question? He's Polish right now. I think he's gonna remain Polish for a while. Just wait until you hear about mosquitoes, see? I don't want to know that. I don't like mosquitoes very much. You know, sometimes when you're going for a run, you have these massive swarms of mosquitoes above you that follow you. It's like hundreds of mosquitoes just above you, but they don't attack. They're just following you. Why do they do that? Is it just because you're hot and they chase you because of that? They're like, oh, it's nice and warm. Aren't those gnats? And they look like mosquitoes from a distance. It's because you smell? I smell very good when I run, actually. I just put perfume on for the gnats. Alaskan mosquitoes are the size of European swallows. How much can an Alaskan mosquito carry, though? And do they migrate or not? Those are the real questions that I want to know the answer to. Ooh, this is such a this is a high skill mine. This is a Piotr mine. Piotr mines always hit. This is not good. Oh, it's actually also good control. God, this is such good control early on. Look at this, dude. Gerald just got outplayed by 2 units and a medevac. That was well done. And now Spirit's gonna hit him as well. Here we go. Wait, maybe he's not all-inning. Fast Immortal into a Robo Bay? This is the typical Gerald build. It's one that I have never seen before, and he probably plays it every single game. Like, that is as Gerald as it comes. Sometimes you talk with other players, and they talk about how a standard PvT or a standard PvZ looks like, and you don't recognize all of it. This is very often the case, and they'll struggle with very different things. They're like, what do you do against like a 2-base Ling Bane bust? And like, I just win the game. And they're like, but your DTs are not so great. And I go, DTs? You have DTs? Yeah, maybe that is the issue. Ooh. Gerald also is a stalker mover. What I mean with that is that he moves stalkers in positions where they have no business being most of the time. And then he finds it or he doesn't find it. And it's very frustrating to play against. Oh, here comes the Raven. He's gonna try to pop in over here. That's a 1-shot. That's a 2-shot. Should have target fired properly with that Raven with the auto turret on stuff. It's not quite gonna get it. It was pretty close. 3 workers do end up falling. I think that's mainly to do with the mine drop that also went down in the main base. So we're gonna get Immortal, Colossus. Relatively fast third base as well, by the way, this is. This ain't no standard third. This is much quicker than we usually see out of Terran players, sorry. Mine drop coming back in. Maybe he gets another jump on those probes. That would be really silly by Gerald. Oh, almost gets it, but not quite. The best kind of not getting it if you're a Terran player. Look at this move here towards the left. What is the chance that Spirit moves in with this tank marine push and wins the game? I think it is... there's no thermal lens. That's a weird position as well. I'm going to drop some units on the high ground. Here's an awkward spot to defend. Thermal still not done. It's gonna lose a lot of crap here. Don't think you can do that with just a single Marauder. Super battery activated too quickly as well. Gold base on the way for Gerald. Gerald. 7 workers have gone down. I don't know where this is. All the mines managed to burrow. Clear 3 freaking stalkers as well. This game is pretty over, to be honest. It feels really over at least. 58 workers to 60. Good macro behind this for Spirit, who's now entering his opponent's natural. His mine is gonna get cleared, but 5, 6, 7, 8 workers will go down. But is he actually moving forward with Marines into Colossus? That's a wild move. I think you pick up and you drop into the main right now, yeah. That sounds like a very a pleasant plan. A lot of cash in the bank as well for Gerald. Does have a fort base right now. Could start mining from it. I don't even know what his infrastructure is like. If Gerald has 8 gateways, I could see him perform okay actually in this game. You know that? Because he has the gold. He can be mining quite a bit of minerals. If he's... Oh, he's gonna lose the gold. Yeah, this didn't go so hot. I think we've been watching Gerald now get outplayed for the past 4 minutes or so. Spirit got supply blocked for about half an hour as well. He built 4 depots and a CC during that time. So that was pretty bad because he should probably be at like 150, 160 supply right now. I bet he has a bunch of units queued up. He also starts 3 barracks instantly. So, yeah, and also a starport and an eBay. So he had a lot of cash in the bank. And probably a lot in queued up units as well that you can't see. That's how Terrans pretend like they're macroing. Double expand now for Gerald. well as a Stargate. This is... I'd call it interesting. I guess, yeah, it's interesting. Confusing. A little bit of both, maybe. And this game technically is over. If Gerald wins this, I'll be shocked. It's actually impossible that Gerald wins this. Just looking at the facts. The simple facts of the matter. Oh, here comes the mine drop. 2 in the net. 1 in the main, I guess? Or what's the play here, my friend? Another supply block for Spirit, by the way, at 180 supply. It's marching from supply block into supply block. Which is pretty painful. He's probably gonna drop some depots. He's still... Okay, now he started 2 depots. Like his macro has been very subpar this game so far. This still should be theoretically impossible for Gerald to ever win. We have that mine over there as well. This gold base is cucked again. It's absolutely dead. Gerald just doesn't have any map vision, which is really weird. Doesn't also have anything to do with Vikings. As in, like, once the Colossus die, there's nothing really that can deal damage. There's like 1 disruptor. I actually think Spirit should be trying to trade right now. I wouldn't mind if he tries to engage into this. I actually think it's a good call. Like, you're maxed out, you're outmining your opponent. You have Ghost. Your opponent doesn't have a lot of splash. Like, to me, this is probably the best timing for that you can hit. Like, Spirit's army at this point isn't gonna get much better before the next push. Unless he waits for like 10 Liberators, but he can't really. So, if he doesn't go right now, then he's just giving Gerald time for no reason. I think this is actually a really big error that makes no sense to me. Like, actually no sense. He's gonna split up his army now. Which also should be fine. This opponent has climbed to 180 supply at this point. Gerald rotating defensively. Doesn't see the drop that's coming from the right side or the bottom side. I mean, Gerald can lose a base. It's not the end of the world. Oof. There go a bunch of Vikings. Yeah, not the most ideal fight that I've seen in my life. Blink forward. Snipes 1. 1 more Viking, doesn't go down. This Nexus also gets cleared. So really the last remaining option here for Gerald is to go across the map and try and win the game. While expanding behind it, I guess. It's something you can do, but... This feels extremely over right now. Spirit can just base trade, keep 2 armies on the map, and then base trade whenever his opponent decides to move out. Spirit can also just send Liberators across the map to harass, can use his Liberators in the main army composition. I cannot believe we're actually still in the game. It's really wild, because Gerald has been dead and still is dead. But Spirit is playing this so passive that it almost feels that Gerald has a chance. It almost feels like it. Oh, here we go. Liberator starts sieging up. This base is gone. Gone with the wind. Nukes now being researched. They absolutely love to see it. Spirit playing to not lose instead of playing to win. Yeah, but he always plays like that. I love that he's just sending 7 Marauders forward. That's all. This is not a good move with the Colossus. You saw that? Oh, hey, you're cliff dancing. In a burning room. As, that's a blink forward and a half. Gerald's actually gonna clear all of the Vikings, although that doesn't really do anything. Nukes being thrown down on the 3rd base. As Gerald spots it. He's gonna move out of it. snap out of it. Where's that ghost? That's on the left side. That wasn't a great hit. Liberator moving in forward as well. This game still should be very over. Like the army comp that Gerald has is garbage. He has no eco. He has no way of dealing any damage to his opponent. So even if Spirit loses a battle, Gerald can just move across the map. You call GG in 2 minutes? I'm confident enough that I can start doing my countdown. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! GG! Perfectly timed again. As Harstem does it again with the counting. I have a direct line to Gerald's head. Woo! Yeah, there's... Oh! Gerald disappeared. Just got abducted by aliens. They're trying to hide it from us. Freaking mainstream media. I hate these guys, man. Can't stress it enough. Can't stress it enough how much I hate these guys. Ugh. Could have seen an alien abduction. Would be cool to now see Skillous in the back. That would actually be very high tier. How many push-ups can you do, Captain? Depends what you count as a push-up. I've done 120 Harstem push-ups in the past. And the currency exchange rate from Harstem push-ups to real push-ups, 4-1, I would say. 5-1 on a bad day, maybe. 6-1 on some days. I've heard 10-1 mentioned as a fair exchange rate as well. So depending, you know, what currency exchange you go to, either between 10 and 30. The way Harstem counts, I'm sure we can trust his push-up numbers. Me and my dad used to do a push-up thing together. Like one of them push-up programs. My dad at some point was capable of doing like 120 push-ups. I think that number sounds accurate. Real push-ups. I think at some point I think I could do like 80, 85 or so. But I haven't been doing any of that stuff in a while now. Ooh. Yeah, nothing's going to happen in the first few seconds. So we're just going to go back in time. Just study his room for a little bit. Okay. So over here we have a lamp. But for what does this lamp provide light? You think this is the switch for this lamp? That is an insane switch, no? I've never seen a switch like that in my life. Underneath the lamp that it is going to hit. So I think that Gerald is a minimalist. He sleeps on the floor over here. 3 plugs, all empty, by the way, which is crazy. People that have empty plugs, I always appreciate that. I'm always looking for new plugs. Is the push-up lamp to make sure his form is correct? Dude, this is such a cool room. I think it's a yoga mat underneath there. You know, I used to sleep on a yoga mat. It's good for the back. This is not proven by science, but just trust me, bro. How do you rate his feng shui? 7. Is that how you rate feng shui? Or is there like a special feng shui rating thing you can do? I rated 7 out of 8. Tin, tin, tin. Unnecessary commentary about the room? Yeah. Yeah, that was unnecessary. But it is a very special room that I haven't seen before. Gerald used to be in this very large space behind him. Like, I think he used to live on like the top floor of his parents' house maybe, and it was freaking huge. Like actually huge. It's like 10 by 20 or something in meters. It's like, it felt like he had 200 square meters for himself. I don't know how much that is in feet, but it is a lot. 6,000 feet. Square feet, I think. That sounds like an accurate currency exchange there. I love rooms that are very clean like that. Like nothing on the walls. Just very empty. I think that's cool. Especially if you sleep in a room, it should be empty. Europeans think that's big. For one room. 200 square meters for one room. That is extremely big. What do you mean Europeans think that big? People with a brain think that's big. But you were born in a castle. Are you the king? Like, a 200 square meter. Of course that is huge. I've never seen a bedroom that size in my life. What do you mean Europeans think that's big? Americans also think it's big. Everyone thinks it's big because it's huge. $200 square meters is 2,152 square feet. Yeah, it is huge for one room. Have you been hit on the head? That is a massive area. Not if you're in the middle USA. No, it is. For one room. A bedroom. I've never seen a bedroom this size in my life. I've also never been to the middle of the USA though. Yeah, this is the area of a house. Like, this was one bedroom. He lived in there. Well, he didn't even live in there. He didn't have a kitchen. The kitchen, I heard his kitchen is 500 square meters. I guess that's big for a European. So no, it's big for everyone. $2,000 square feet is a house in the suburbs. Yeah, that's a house in the suburbs. I heard that Gerald's house was so big that his house had suburbs within his house. Streets and stuff under the roof. There's a supermarket on the south side of his house. That's how crazy it is. The staff that worked in his castle all lives inside the suburbs. In his house as well. It's pretty crazy. I couldn't believe it. This game is over. Yeah, this is why no one likes PvT. He just killed 10 workers. Like, this is actually game, or it should be. Although 2 benches are pretty expensive, they don't do that much. A spirit here this is also a typical spirit move. Is that he will kill 11 workers, have the ability to kill his opponent, and then he starts cutting units so he can afford a faster third base. Like, this is a... And then he gets supply blocked here. Maybe he's not supply blocked. I think he's walking into a supply block. Like, he's cutting so many units right now to get that faster third. And he's also supply blocked, actually. That really does suck. So, although this usually should be a game over, I don't actually think this is necessarily game over. It's really weird how that works. Spirit just loves having these faster third base. All the other Terrans get really late thirds nowadays. Almost all of them. I live in a giant circus tent. It's like the castle of tents. Really. That's a crazy story. 5, 6 more gateways on the way. Banshee comes back in. It's actually going to kill a couple of workers here as well. I just can't get over this guy calling a 200 square meter room small. This is looking pretty poor for Gerald still. It's hard to attack into this type of position. Like, you need to clean it at once. I think he needs probably 4 more zealots, and then he could do it. I'm not sure if he has the time for 4 more zealots. Well, he's gonna do it. This went relatively well. This went much better than I thought it would, honest to God. I thought that Gerald, if he would go now, it's gonna get blasted, but he didn't. Now I have a double drop heading in towards the main base of Gerald as well. There's already has 4 stalkers there, because he's aware. This is actually really good. If he's quick with the response, that would be sick. That's another warping in. He was not on the edge, not quick enough with the response. It's gonna lose 2 stalkers for free here, as well as the zealot he warped in. 2, 3 more zealots gonna fall. This is actually painful. This is actually painful. Yeah, he's kind of getting pulled apart right now. It's kind of getting pulled apart because we have this drop heading in as well. It's gonna kill some. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what Spirit was doing there. Couldn't decide between the probes and the nexus, and then got neither. Banshee coming back in though. This Banshee is an absolute lifesaver. Honestly, without even these extra Banshee kills, this game would have been so hard for Spirit still. But yeah, this Banshee getting 8 more kills now is a pretty big deal. That is actually a pretty big deal. There's still a possibility for Gerald to at some point move across the map and win the game, I think. That does sound possible. Come on. There we go. Double drop once again, heading towards the main base. Wait, there's another Banshee? I mean, the amount of damage here that's being dealt by Banshees is freaking bananas. Bonkers. Cheeky little supply lock for Spirit. It's building 4 depots at the same time again. But I honestly think Gerald's... This is some of the worst early games possible. And then some terrible mid games as well. It's just not been looking very good here for Jerry. It's not been looking good. Got disruptors on the way. Huh. I'd be shocked if Gerald gets anything done in this game, really. It's the same story as last game. He just has no pressure on the map right now. He takes a crap ton of damage in the first 5 minutes. It just sucks. But we could also pretend that it's close. Gerald moving into position to try and defend his third base right now. Disruptor Stalker attack heading towards the bottom side where the fort is just building now for Spirit. If Gerald can get his hand on this fort base of Spirit, he's pretty much back into the game, ladies and gentlemen. We're a single good fight away for Gerald. We're completely wipe Spirit off the map. This is potentially a good defense. Nexus is falling lower and lower. Disruptor's moving into position as well. Gerald, he knows what he's doing. Walks into 2 mines. Takes a little bit of damage, but clears that medevac. Good trade for Gerald. As he's gonna get a big warping in the main base. Are the units in position at the third as well? The answer is maybe. As the observer mainly focusing on the drop right now. Vikings moving in forward. This is gonna be an extremely close fight. These disruptor hits, ooh, barely missing there. 5 more shots like that and this game is even. Gerald moving in right now, up in supply. It's gonna clear some of these bio units as Spirit continues to fight. We're actually gonna get some big disruptor shots. This is working. Fake it till you make it is what they said. And Gerald is making it. Up 40 supply all of a sudden. How did that happen? I thought the game was completely over. Guess you can't eat 5 disruptor shots. Spirit right now, no units at all. I can't believe he's actually making a comeback. I mean, exactly what I said would happen. A couple big disruptor shots and now Gerald in control. But don't worry if you're a Spirit fan because this game can turn around any second now. He's only down 24 supply. Loses his command center, which yes is annoying, but he's about to finish up his 2-2 upgrades. 30 is just a number, is what Spirit says over here. He's about to completely destroy Gerald's forces. A little bit of counter harass as well. Spots that there's a cannon in the fort base, and that's important information that Spirit needs. 2-2 finishing up. Massive upgrade advantage right now for Spirit as he's up an entire upgrade. And we're gonna see that shine through in these fights. Gerald moving in position, doesn't have too many disruptor shots available right now. That means that this move, oh, that could cost him dearly. 1 disruptor goes down. 2nd disruptor with the Purification Nova. Spirit forgets to control his units twice in a row. Still a close game though. At any moment now, we could have a great fight here for Spirit. Starts kiting back. Zealots trying to chase. This is really close. Only 60 supply ahead right now is Gerald. Big scan. Sees the disruptors in the back. An important spot. Oh, can he hold his natural? As Spirit continues to micro. In the turnaround of the century. This orbital command perhaps in some trouble. He's gonna stay alive. That's a huge move here for Spirit. Who's basically back in it right now. Viking in the sky means that prisms need to be afraid. Because this Viking is here to shut you down. 70 supply. The number is growing. But the chances for Spirit of a comeback are also growing. The longer he stays in this game. The older Gerald gets, the higher the chance of a potential stroke. Or heart failure. As we now have a massive drop across the map. This is a move that can turn this around. A single warp in might be capable of dealing with it. But does Gerald have a warp in available? Are his gateways still powered? We're not entirely sure. Planetary gets taken out. It's 4 base versus 1. Recall comes in. Here's the Zealot warp in. Super battery gets activated. Gerald pops out. Can he hit some of his own Zealots with disruptor shots? He won't. What an unlucky situation here for Spirit, who loses the game. It's Gerald with the comeback of the century. And even there in the end, I wonder if Spirit perhaps left too early. Yes, he's down 3 bases and 90 supply, but you're always 1 fight away. 1 entire army wipe away from winning the game. And one wonders if maybe Spirit should have tried a bit harder there. Entertain the fans a little bit more. Set 3. Why does it say win on the right side? Twice over here. What does the word win? I don't get it. Does anyone understand why it says win twice? Like, oh, this is a win for the bottom player and this is a win for the top player? That's not very clear to me though. And I'm pretty smart. Like, it looks like Alcyone won in game 1 and set 2 was the winner in game 2. It should have the names or something, though. This is just weird. Also, they have the same color here, which is also weird. This is not my internet. This is something wrong with the clean feed. You need 200 square meter brain to understand this. Europeans think that 200 square meters is a big brain, by the way. Just want you guys to know that. Set 2 goes to the finals. I don't think Set 2 has a chance against Alcyone. This guy won the first game as well. What's your favorite emoji? It's this one. The praying guy. I send it to everyone. Whenever I don't have a good response, you just send the praying emoji. It can mean thank you, or it can mean bless you, or just really anything. The praying emoji always does well. It is fantastic. It is actually the best emoji that exists. And I only recently discovered it as well. But I freaking love it now. Dun, 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 dun. Claps? What? The lungs, if spread out, can cover an American football field? That doesn't sound true at all. Unless you spread it very thinly, I guess. It's the same with a jar of peanut butter. I heard that a jar of peanut butter can cover an entire football field. The spread is just very thin, but it's technically not incorrect. Actually, I heard that when the Russians first went to the moon, they covered the moon in peanut butter. Very thin spread as well. That's why dogs always howl at the moon. Ooh, they smell the peanut butter. They didn't used to do that back in the day. The surface of your lungs is huge. So is the surface of a can of peanut butter. A jar of peanut butter. You don't put peanut butter in a can, do you? Canned peanut butter. What are you drinking there? Just peanut butter? Dude, that's a snack. Why has no one thought of selling that? Canned peanut butter. Feeling down. Feel like you could use a boost? Peanut butter in a can. It's like liquid peanut butter. You slurp it up. It helps since the moon is flat. And we never went there. I used to contain Coke with a soy sauce bottle and drink it to trick my classmates. So you put Coke in a soy sauce bottle and then drink it to trick your classmates. I bet you had loads of friends. The actual soy boy. That's probably what they called you. Who's that? That's soy boy. What the hell? There's no way. God, I got them good. There you are standing again with the freaking soy sauce bottle. You used to put soy sauce in a Coke bottle. To trick your intestines. Ooh, some Coke coming. I heard that if you put soy sauce in a Coke bottle and you drink it, you don't have to puke because your body is confused. Jesus Christ. I'm way too happy. Alright. 3 Marines. Is anyone watching the game? Calm down, calm down. I know exactly what happened in this game. Okay, and that's the only thing that matters. This was a Marine into Reactor, into Factory. And then we have a swap into Hellion. This is an extremely uncommon build. Now, why is this uncommon? Because these Hellions are actually very late. So, why would someone do this? That is actually a very good question that I don't have an answer to. So this build, in my mind, would just be better if you played Marine Factory into Reactor. That means that your Hellions are going to be about 15 seconds quicker. And now these Hellions are still going to get spotted. The follow-up is going to be 2 mines. He needs to control this well with the Stalker. He's not controlling this well with the Stalker. He could get 3-4 kills here on these SCVs. This is a really weird interaction in general. It's one of the weirdest interactions I've seen in a while, to be honest. If he can recall this Stalker, it's honestly fine. This was so weird, but it worked out. The build was weird, and then committing to killing stuff there was also really weird. We have an armory follow-up, which is mental. The reason why this is mental... Oh, he needs a supply drop. He forgot a third depot. Yeah, Spirit's macro this series has been very, very subpar. Like, very, very subpar. Like, the amount of times he got supply blocked is actually insane. Like, his build and his execution has been pretty good. Although I'm not a huge fan of this build. Mainly because 99% of the time, when people play Blink, they also get a robotics facility. So this shouldn't really do anything. If you want to trick someone, then I much rather have it be with Cloak Banshee. Because Banshees, 2 of them are pretty good. The live feed is lagging a bit, by the way, if you guys didn't notice that quite yet. Oh my god. That thing survived with legit 1 HP. Like legit a single HP. And 6 got killed in the natural. I said I didn't like this build, but it worked. So... I mean, the armory didn't really achieve anything. So the only thing the armory achieves is that it might allow some mines to shoot a second time. Nothing else, right? It doesn't allow them to deal more damage. Although I think the one in the main is actually going to shoot a second time. This is not good. This game is actually over. If Gerald doesn't leave now, I'd be surprised. He's going to lose 15 more workers here. He's lost all of them. He lost all of his workers. I freaking love this game. The Spirit is building a turret. He's like, hey, the only thing I can actually reasonably lose to right now is DTs. Or if he's saving up oracles in the top right side of the map. Like, this game is not just a little bit over. This is so over, it actually hurts my brain. What? Did he just hit himself in the head twice? Alright. So everyone having a good time here today. Yes, yeah, the clean feed is a little bit laggy as well. I mean, last game, he made a crazy comeback. This game is legit impossible. Like, actually impossible. Like, Spirit can actually just move across the map. I love the Disruptor, though. I love the Disruptor. The Disruptor has to be one of my favorite units. Like, why is Spirit not just killing his opponent here? I just don't understand. Like, why are we cosplaying a macro game right now? Did he hit something with the Disruptor? I didn't quite catch that. Oh, 8 Marines and 2 Marauders. And now Spirit is like, alright, I'm gonna stay home till the end of time. I love this setup for Gerald. What if it's... the problem is he doesn't have any upgrades. Imagine if he had +1 going up right now. And then he'd still be down 40 supply, I guess. So it's not great. Come on, Gerald. You can do it. Make it a game. Spirit also stopped upgrading altogether, by the way. I'm not quite sure why, but it is intense. Can Spirit throw this game? It might be possible. No, it's not. It's actually legit impossible. Big push out coming out of Spirit here, moving towards the bottom side of the map right now. Gerald not quite in position. Where's the Disruptors? Disruptor, the only unit right now that can bring any type of relief here to Gerald. No matter how temporary that relief might be. It's gonna kill a Marine for free. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That was a scouting Marine that now can't scout anymore. Units being stimmed forward over here. Chop in towards the main base. Stalkers try to blink in back. Zealots are gonna charge forward. Purification Novas trying to connect, will not quite get it. So all the Zealots have now died. The game still feels close. Single Marauder goes down. A 40 supply deficit here for the Protoss player. Par for the course, one could say. Couple more Zealots going down. Fort base under heavy pressure as well. The main base not gonna get saved here by a single shot of Disruptor. That tank will get taken out, however. Supplies actually getting closer right now. Fort base has disappeared off the face of the earth. So will these Zealots, Purification over here, will it be capable of doing anything? Yeah, actually hit a couple of Marauders. Hits a Zealot as well. 88 supply to 140. 92 supply to 140. Disruptor gets sniped. Marauders will go down. Spirit behind this has a fort base that is done. Has an armory. Wait, he already has an armory. He's building a second armory for the ship weapons and vehicle weapon upgrade. And a second eBay. Stalkers connecting with the tank. This game is extremely over. I'm surprised how good Gerald is at staying in games where he legit has no business being in. Like, he was dead. Absolutely dead. Completely dead. And he's still completely dead. But he almost made it feel close. Really. This was close to this game almost being a close game. So like 3 steps removed or so. Triple barracks now coming down. Spirit's moving forward. Oh yeah. What can we do here? Not a whole lot. Yeah, Gerald's gonna get knocked down to the lower or losers bracket. Whatever you prefer. I like the word losers bracket the most. Imagine being a Marine and getting hit by 2 Purification Novas at the same time. And that's also gone. Alright, that's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gets up. Spirit wins the series. That's gonna be it for us today, my dear friends. Because I'm not feeling like doing the mirrors. So yeah, I think that's actually... Oh. That's sending me a little bit. Say, thank you, the Voluptuous, with the Twitch Prime subscription. Oh, Rabbitman asked for a double-eyed wink. I missed that earlier. I'll have to give him back his points. We'll do that later. Tum 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 tum. Tum 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 tum. Let's see them. Is anything else? Trombioli. No, I had that already. Okay, perfect. We're all connected again. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure if we have anything tomorrow, but I think we might. I think there might be something tomorrow. What that would be, I'm not sure yet, but there will be something exciting. So be sure to tune in. See you then, guys. Bye-bye.